Hello, you're welcome to another interesting edition of my podcast, where I bring you happenings within the world of sports, football in particular. And we've had a very, very mixed and colorful past 1 week, from the Champions League games to the FA Cup between Sutton and Arsenal, where the Piegate more or less dominated the headlines. But among all the news in the last 1 week, I think the news that got the whole world, all football world to a standstill was the news of Claudio Raneiri. That's the Leicester manager who got dismissed during this last 1 week, within the last 1 week. And I'll be giving my own opinions, my own thoughts on Claudio Raneiri. First, it's a very shocking decision. It just goes to show what football is these days. It's more about the business side of things, and the footballing aspect really do not matter anymore. The fans are more like the tools. The footballers are the tools, and for the club or the football owners, it's all about making business decisions, which I think it's a shame, and it's sort of affected the game negatively, in my opinion. I believe there should be some sort of balance. Claudio Raneiri, about a year ago, did the unthinkable, did the unbelievable, did the incredible. Think of any word you can use. Leading an average club like Leicester to winning the Premier League. Bearing in mind that prior to last season, when they won the league, they struggled under Nigel Pearson. They were literally relegation bound, but Nigel Pearson, to his credit, rallied the team around, and they survived relegation. And last season, when Claudio Raneiri came on board, he turned the average bunch of average players into superstars overnight. But months down the line, it's been sacked. To be precise, about 6 weeks ago, it was awarded the World Manager of the Year by FIFA, which it truly deserved. But just goes to show that as far as football is concerned, loyalty is all about when the going is good. But when the going goes bad, then loyalty gets thrown in the bin. First, I would like to pay my tribute to Claudio Raneiri, someone I've known way back in the 90s. Claudio Raneiri, I knew him right from his days when he was coach of Fiorentina in the 90s. He had coached top class players like Gabriel Batistuta. He has coached Valencia before he came to Chelsea in 2000 to be precise, and he was able to steady the ship well in Chelsea despite the challenges they had at the time, when Chelsea ran into financial difficulty before Roman Abramovich came to the rescue. And Raneiri stayed that season shortly after Abramovich took over. And in my opinion, even though at the time Chelsea came with a plethora of stars at the time, but plethora of talents, the likes of Jeremy, Hernan Crespo, Veron at the time, Chelsea came second and got to the semi-finals of the Champions League, but obviously that wasn't enough for Roman Abramovich, who wanted some sort of relative instant success. At the time, Mourinho had just won the Champions League with Porto, so Mourinho was signed on to Chelsea. But it's not really about Mourinho, it's about Claudio Raneiri. And since then, he's moved to various clubs. He moved from, he went back to Valencia after he left Chelsea. He went back to Valencia, coached Parma, Juventus, Roma, Inter Milan, Monaco, Greece. That's probably the first national team he handled, which wasn't a very good one. That was a huge dent to his managerial career at the time. Going to Greece, and I think they lost to one of these non-footballing countries at the time, and that cost him his job at the time. They lost to Faroe Island. They actually got defeated by Faroe Island. They lost at home, and that sort of that was the straw. But shortly after that, they came to Leicester. Did the unthinkable, and following their defeat, the strings of bad results they've had this season, I felt that the management could not take it longer. And when you watched the game against Sevilla, you would have thought that, well, Leicester were showing signs of glimpses of what they were, who they were last season. Losing to Sevilla by 2-1, which was still a good result, which still put them in a good stead, a good chance of possibly winning the game and getting to quarterfinals. Was sacked the following day. Apparently, according to Stan Collymore, he was told on their way back from Seville on the plane that his services were no longer required. I think that as well too is a little bit shambolic. I would have thought they could have done the rightful. If they're going to get rid of him, probably get back to the office, call him, and inform him proper, tell him on the plane. Was a huge straw. And apparently it was gathered that despite the vote of confidence given to him about 2 weeks ago by the owners, 3 days before the game against Sevilla, they had already made up their mind that it was going to be sacked. So it was literally a dead man walking. And it was said that certain senior players played a major role in probably getting the sack. They were said to have expressed their discontent to some of his tactics. It was said about 4 senior players allegedly went to meet the owners, and those are the things that sort of accumulated to his exit. Well, I mean, that's it at the moment with Leicester. Raneiri has moved on, but whatever the case may be, just like the entire football world and a lot of managers has shown some sort of solidarity. He may have had a bad season, but one thing is definitely sure. In the history books of Leicester City, not even the club this time around, Leicester as a city, Claudio Raneiri will be regarded as one of the legends, one of the few people that brought joy to the city of Leicester. And whatever the case may be, it may not be recognized now, but in the future, it will be given some sort of recognition, either having the stand of a stadium named after him or erecting a statue. He's a legend, and I join the football world in paying a huge tribute to the gentleman Claudio Raneiri. I tell you what, his departure really affected me for quite a bit. A bit of football died in me. I felt the world out there is quite cruel, but he's moved on and was quite graceful in his exit. Apparently he went to the team and officially expressed his appreciation to the players for the support they've shown him, and they said goodbye the proper way. But we all know Raneiri is a top man. He will always get a club elsewhere. and will always get a top club elsewhere. But I think our football management, football owners should think about the other aspect of football, which is the emotions, the fans, and they should have honored Raneiri, considering the fact that he won them the most coveted trophy in this country, and that's the English Premier League trophy. But that is what it is. That's what football is all about. Until I come your way again, when I bring you all football related issues, happenings, just stay blessed and have a very good week. God bless.